folks, it's Amy K. Sunday Fun Day here for you live this Friday evening. It's Friday, I think, right, honey?
Yes.
My camera woman, Pamela Stubbs, is back at it. I have to say, I think we're in like week 88 of doing these live videos and we haven't stopped. Well, actually, they haven't all been live, but we're getting a following. I may have 6 people watching live right now, so thank you so much. And a big shout out to Mr. B today, Brian Bartles. He's bumping me up in those Instagram followers, so big blows of kisses and hugs to you, Brian. And go to his place, Settle Down Tavern in Madison, Wisconsin. It is a superstar spot, and Pam and I are going to take a road trip there, hopefully in the fall. So anywho, we're with you tonight to do the classic French 75. The French 75 is a fun drink focused with gin is your base spirit. We're going to go through all these ingredients and tools in a moment. But just to give you a little fun couple notes on this delicious drink, it's shaken, it's crushable, it's great for summertime. If you're new to gin, it's a great approach to gin because you're going to balance it out with some citrus and bubbles. And you asked for it. I mean, I actually thought the Singapore Sling was going to win, but the classic pulled it out. So anywho, first things first, as Miko always tells me, let's start with these ingredients. So your core spirit is going to be gin. I always talk about Plymouth. I love Plymouth. It's clean, it's refreshing. There's enough botanics that can balance out this drink very much. It's more of a London style dry gin. So this one, Beefeater, is another one that's a good one, Tanqueray, but there's many on the market. But my personal feelings are to stay a little less botanical when you're using the citrus, the sweet, and the bubbles for this drink. You're going to do your wonderful simple syrup. You're going to do your fresh lemon. And the classic drink calls for champagne, which we have, but Pamela Stubbs would not let me indulge in that this evening. So what we're going to go with is a wonderful cava. You can use any type of sparkling wine. I like cava. You can use Prosecco. Prosecco tends to lean a little sweeter. Cava, you're still going to get some of that weediness. It's lean. There's lots and lots of bubbles that keep happening, so that's why I like to do bubbles. For tools, folks, we're going to have your classic Boston shakers. Like I always say, a cobbler shaker, a travel mug, coffee tin, anything in your kitchen. We're going to use standard jiggers. Again, if you don't have these in your home bar, like I always say, use a liquid strainer, anything that measures liquid ounces. We're going to need a citrus Y peeler, some fresh ice, of course, a little lemon for garnish, and your favorite cocktail glass. So the first step of this delicious cocktail, I always stress every week to guests at the bar when I'm behind the bar, I always stress use your inexpensive ingredients first, because if you mess up, you're maybe not going to waste all the booze that we spend our hard-earned money on. So always, if you use the Boston shaker, you want to build in your small, fill with ice. Cobbler, anything else, don't worry about it. Just fill everything up as is. So Pam, if you can zoom in, we are going to do a 1/2 ounce of your simple. And as my sister Jill always likes, I always, boom, it's done. Shout out to Jill. Then we're going to do 3/4 of your fresh lemon. Now folks, honestly, with this classic, you can really do variations. It's basically your cocktail. I like to teach the classic methods, but you can do a little lighter on citrus, a little heavier on the sweet. You can, go heavier on the gin. I always say pandemic, quarantine, let's bump up that base spirit. But again, it's your drink. I encourage you to play at home. Now for the gin, we're going to do just under 2 ounces. So it's about 1.75. So in your jigger, that's a hair under 2. And boom. And now, this is something. I've never opened up a bottle of bubbles on live camera. But I have to give a shout out to my dear friend Carrie Levins. Carrie, I don't know if you're on tonight, but you might tune in later. Every time I open a bottle of bubbles, I think of Carrie Levin's, because Pam, if you can zoom in, I want to show these folks. You got what we call a cage on here. And what happens is a lot of people like to open this and it can explode across the room and literally poke somebody's eye out. So the lovely Carrie Levin's taught me to open that cage, put your towel, twist, and you want it just to pop. That was a little too loud. Carrie Levin's will probably tell me. It should honestly sound like a little poof, like a little light fart. Yes, I said it, poof. So Carrie, I'm sorry. I maybe let you down there. So what we're gonna do now, we are gonna fill our big tin with our big ice. I always talk about shitty ice versus good ice, folks. If you can get your hands on those silicone trays, they make a world of difference. I've actually had this ice now for 10 minutes, and as you can see, it has barely melted. Shitty ice from your home fridge, those plastic cheap things, it would already be a waterfall in here. So I recommend silicone. They're like $6 a piece, and they make beautiful, beautiful professional ice. So you are gonna pack this in. I'm gonna move my tools. And I always say, you guys know me, you gotta, woo! You gotta shake it, put some hip, put some love, woo! Really shake until this tin feels so cold, you can actually see it getting really cold. Don't overshake because it's going to dilute your French 75 and you're going to be unhappy. Then we're going to double strain into your favorite cocktail glass. Now, I honestly think this can be on the rocks as well, but honestly, I just think you got to show it the classic way. I think I have to cook some filet mignon tonight, folks, so Pamela Stubbs has earned this. Look at that, look at that. And now is the best part. We are gonna top this with some nice bubbles. Oh, look at that, look at that. And then if you can, always, like I tell you folks, never move the Y peeler. Move the opposite hand. Kelly Butler, remember what I taught you. We don't want to take off your beautiful fingers. And then you're going to express that right over your drink. And ladies and gentlemen of the gram, this is your classic French 75. Please, please, please follow me, Amy K. Sunday Funday. I love doing these for you. DM me any questions, any shouts, any comments. I'm going to give this to Pam because, like I said, I have to cook. Stay safe, and everybody, this one's for Hank. Woo! Cheers.